Hey friends, we are here with the last ministry update with the two of us, and here to tell you guys about a great summer in Southeast Asia. And so Julie will give you a quick rundown of the place we were at.
True. So we were in a city in Southeast Asia that has around 12 million people. And yeah, it is in an Islamic country, so it meant that spiritual conversation was really easy to get into really fast. And there was a lot of different things in the country and the city that we were in where basically in order to be a citizen there, it was the equivalent of being Muslim. And so it just allowed for us to have a lot of really interesting conversations about what that means and what it means to like choose to follow Jesus and things like that. And yeah, we got to lead a team of 6 college students while we were there. We all lived together for 2 months. It was super fun. We just got to know them. They got to know us really well, and a few cool stories from the summer. So Danny can talk about a little bit what the guys did, but a lot of what the girls did is we just went to a college campus pretty much every day where some of the people who live there are grad students at, and so we would just go and try to build relationships with the girls on campus. And we got to build a lot of relationships over the summer, and a few of the girls on our team got to actually read the Bible with these 2 girls who are students studying from China who came here to study. And so that was really crazy because they read the Bible with them for like 4 hours, and they just had so many questions, and they had never heard anything about the gospel or they had no clue about the Bible. So they were super curious. And we got to share with a lot of girls who are Muslim and just have really cool conversations about Jesus and if he is who he says he is. And me and one of the girls on our team got to know this one girl from Japan really well, and she just became such a fun, like genuine friend over the summer. And we got to read a lot of different passages in the Bible with her, and she is super curious just about God, and we are just really confident. She's not a believer yet, but we are pretty confident that she will be soon. So that's one thing that you guys can pray for. But yeah, it was such a fun summer. We would go on campus a lot, and then our group would also host a lot of like parties that we could invite our friends to. We had a 4th of July party. We had a girls' night where we played Just Dance and watched a movie. We did a lot of things like that. But yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah, and because we were trying to keep the update in a reasonable amount of time, those stories don't do a lot of justice to what actually the Lord was doing in those, and there's a lot of like really small details that add up in those. So when you see Julie, ask her about her friend M in person. But the guys worked with mostly Middle Eastern or North African refugees who had to flee their countries for various reasons, a lot related to terrorism, and worked with this one guy named S, who became a really good friend from Afghanistan, and just got to have like a ton. He became like a really close friend, and we got to have a ton of like late night gospel conversations with him, like hours long worth of conversations, and ended with he didn't like believe, or there's no like super crazy ending to the story, but he downloaded the Bible app and for the first time in his life kind of considered that something other than Islam could be true. So he was working through that. 2 of the other guys we worked with were these Iraqi boys, D and S, and their dad left them, and so they ended up getting connected to this church. They weren't believers. They're not believers. They're very, very Muslim, but we got to share the hope of the gospel with them a bunch of times, get to like live life with them, like go on hikes together, eat meals together, and just kind of plead with them to believe. And then D started having these dreams, which they were more of like showing, I don't have time to go into full depth, but they're more like showing that works-based religion at the end will have no reward, and it has to be through faith. And so it was just cool to see Jesus pursue him in that way. And for me, the biggest takeaway from the summer was just seeing how the Lord loves the nations so much. I know America is one of the nations, but we met believers who were making disciples from 12 different countries including the place we were from where it's illegal to do that. China, Pakistan, Yemen, Syria, Zimbabwe, tons of these different countries where there's a high level of persecution. And some of these people have planted like churches on churches on churches in these countries that, that you're just not allowed to openly do that. And they could face really harsh punishments up to like death for these things. And so it's just cool to meet like believers from all those different places that were just such on fire. And through that, I think the Lord has given us more of an excitement and a vision for something like business as M work, and just being able to like start a business, be able to help a community thrive in every way, while also bringing the hope and the light of the gospel into that place. And so, that's kind of what we're pursuing in the next couple of years. We don't really know what that looks like, but that's one way you could be praying that God would open and close doors for that as He leads. Anything else you would like to share?
I think, would love to share more takeaways in person. Also, just so this isn't 10 minutes long, but I think it was just really like worshipful, and it took a lot of the pressure off of us and the believers there to watch. It felt like every person that we met, or that people on our team had met, or the long-term people had met, like when you actually got down to the details of like how they met them and where they were when you met them, like there's just, I don't think there'd be any way to walk away from the summer and just feel like that was random, or like, oh, it was just a chance encounter that we were at the same place at the same time, and you have all of these questions. So I think that was really cool to see that God cared enough about them to send 8 people there to meet them and be in the right place at the right time, like according to the Lord and not according to like circumstance. I think it just, I'm really encouraged at the faith of the believers there.
Yeah, the Lord is just like such a redemptive Father, and even the church planning network we were working with is run by this guy who was a meth addict, and just his mom prayed for him like for years and years and years, and he ended up coming to faith, and now they want to see a church planted within 5-minute walking distance of every train station in the city. And there's 150 train stations. Each train station has different languages, people groups like around it, and they've seen like the work begin to happen, which is really cool. So it's just really worshipful summer. Moving forward onto the next stage that the Lord has for us, as I enter into the workforce at the end of this month, would love prayer from you guys. Would love prayer just for like soft hearts of coworkers, that we'd be able to become like real friends, and that the Lord would give wisdom on how to navigate things, like people who are based in California or other cities, like how to befriend someone virtually, and that also He would just give me like a lot of humility and like a learner's mindset and attitude going into this workplace, knowing that I don't have all the things figured out, and that He would use that to open doors for gospel opportunity and just quality work to happen.
Were you about to say something?
No, this is passing to you.
Oh, yeah. And so moving forward, it'll probably be solo updates from now on, unless Danny makes a guest appearance. But for me, I'm staying on and doing a 4th year, and so we'll still be one of the campus directors over at NC State. And so I'll probably be reaching out to you guys if you're watching this to see if you would prayerfully consider staying on for support for 4th year, but also just to pray for, if you've been around, you know the drill. We do Fresh 10 starting in August. And so, just that like wisdom, that like how I can train our new staff that's coming on so that they like understand like the job that they just signed up for and can be coached really well, but also like praying for the incoming freshman class to NC State and to Meredith. Just if you guys know any freshmen that are coming too, I would love to be connected to them, believe it or not. But just prayer that God would lead us to freshmen who are searching for Him and ready to hear the gospel, and He would lead us to freshmen who already know Him, that are ready to be like trained as disciple makers on campus. So another busy fall coming up as usual, but I'm pumped for it. So would love for you guys to pray for that too.
Yeah. Asian hearts for all you guys and your support.
True. We have loved you guys supporting us for the last 3 years together. We are so grateful, and we can never express that enough. So we would love to hear from you guys too. And we love you.